If you're tired of that annoying check engine light or service engine soon light staring at you every time you start the car, and you hate the idea of dragging it to a mechanic just to have them reset it with their fancy scanner, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm walking you through 4 practical, no tools required ways to turn that light off yourself safely at home. And yes, I'll explain each one step by step so you can try them confidently. Before we jump in, a quick heads up, the check engine light isn't just decoration. It's your car's way of saying something's not quite right in the engine, transmission, emissions system, or even other control modules depending on your make and model. It can pop on because of an active problem, something that comes and goes, or even old stored codes from issues that are already fixed. Resetting the light doesn't magically repair anything. It's best used after you've addressed the root cause, like reconnecting a loose sensor. If the problem's still there, the light will usually come right back after a few drive cycles. For anyone curious about the most frequent triggers behind this warning and simple fixes, check the description. I've linked a helpful guide there. Alright, let's dive right in with the methods, starting with the gentlest one. Method 1. The ignition key cycle technique. This is my personal favorite for many situations because it's super simple, non-invasive, and it won't mess with your radio presets, clock, or other personalized settings. Here's how it works on vehicles that support it. Works best on some older or specific models. Sit in the driver's seat and insert your key. Turn the ignition to the on position, just enough to light up all the dashboard warning lamps, but don't crank the engine. Hold it there steadily for about 5 seconds. Switch it back to the full off position and wait another 5 seconds. Repeat this full on-off cycle at least 5 times in a row. Some cars need exactly this repetition to register that the fault is gone. After the last cycle, start the engine normally. In cases where you've recently fixed something minor, like plugging back in a throttle position sensor or mass airflow sensor, this quick sequence often convinces the computer's memory that everything's reconnected and stable. No risk of losing saved data, which makes it ideal as a first try. Method 2. Pulling the dedicated memory fuse. If the key cycling doesn't do the trick, move to this one. It's targeted and usually preserves more of your car's settings than yanking the battery cable. Every vehicle's ECU, engine control unit, or PCM has constant power supplied through one or more fuses, so it can keep learned data and trouble codes even when the ignition is off. Steps. Pop open your fuse box. Check both under the hood and inside the cabin. Owner's manual or fuse box lid diagram helps. Look for labels like ECM, ECU, EFI, memory, engine control, or similar. Exact name varies by brand. Toyota might say EFI, Honda might say ECM. If you're unsure about your specific year and model, drop it in the comments and I'll point you to the right one. Using fuse pullers or needle nose pliers, gently remove that fuse. Leave it out for a solid 30 to 60 seconds. This drains residual power and clears the volatile memory. Push the fuse back in securely. Start the car and check. The light should stay off if the underlying issue is resolved. This trick has been around forever, even before OBD2 scanners became common. It's safe when you pick the correct fuse, no permanent damage, and you usually keep clock and radio memory intact. Method 3. Full battery terminal disconnect. When the first 2 don't cut it, this classic method discharges everything in the system. It's very effective, but comes with a trade-off. What happens? Disconnecting power lets capacitors in the computer fully drain, wiping stored codes and adaptive learning completely. How to do it safely? Park on level ground, turn off the engine, and pop the hood. Locate the battery and identify the negative terminal, black cable, marked with a minus sign. Using a wrench, loosen and remove the negative cable clamp first. Always negative first to avoid sparks or shorts. Tuck the cable aside so it can't accidentally touch the terminal. Wait a full 5 to 10 minutes. Longer is better. Gives time for all residual charge to fade. Reconnect the negative cable tightly. Start the vehicle. Note, this will reset your clock, radio stations, power window auto up/down, if equipped, and possibly require idle relearn or throttle body adaptation on drive-by-wire cars. Some models throw temporary codes until they readapt after driving. Use this one when nothing else works, and accept the minor setup hassle. Method 4. Battery terminal shorting, advanced discharge. This is the heavy-duty option. Only try it if the previous methods failed and you're comfortable. It's basically a deeper reset by forcing capacitors to dump any leftover charge instantly. Procedure. First, disconnect both battery cables completely, negative first, then positive. With both cables off the battery and isolated, carefully touch the two cable ends together, the ones that were on the battery posts, not the battery terminals themselves. Hold or bridge them for 10 to 30 seconds. This shorts the vehicle's wiring harness side, draining everything. Separate them, then reconnect to the battery, positive first, then negative. Fire up the engine. This is overkill for most cases and mainly helps stubborn stored charges. Again, expect the same resets as Method 3, clock, radio, etc., and electronic throttle vehicles may need a relearn drive afterward. Not every car needs this, but it's a solid last resort trick. There you have it, 4 reliable ways to clear that pesky check engine light without ever touching a scanner. Always remember, these are temporary resets. If the light returns quickly, get the real issue diagnosed properly to avoid bigger problems down the road. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. If these tips helped you save time and money, hit that like button, drop a comment with your car's make/model/year if you need fuse advice, subscribe for more practical car fixes, and share this with friends dealing with the same headache. New videos drop regularly covering everything from basic maintenance to deeper repairs, all aimed at keeping your ride running strong without breaking the bank. See you in the next one. Stay safe on the road.